There's a benefit to telling people your goals that I never really thought about before. And that is, people help you achieve your goals when you share what your goals are. Hello, my name is Darz. Thanks for being here. I am a big fan of trying new things, getting out of my comfort zone and doing things differently than I have before, which is interesting as I'm also a stoic Finlander who is very much in a culture of tradition and do things the same. So it's an extra layer of peeling back the onion, shall we say. If you're interested in coming along, click that subscribe, click that like. It really supports my channel. And I want to talk about, of course, as I said, goals and sharing goals. I think part of our culture has been kind of like, keep to yourself, private. You don't really announce things or make a big deal out of things or really share with successes or setbacks, I guess. And so maybe that's sort of where I'm coming from when I have not shared goals in the past. I know, when I was younger can't remember if I was in elementary or middle school. My parents, of course, they were always into very much self-development and all that kind of, they would go to seminars and conferences and learn all this stuff, listen to tapes in the car whenever we were traveling. And so after one of these such conferences, seminars, tapes that they listened to, I don't know what exactly, they came home with, now we're going to have family meetings. So we started having family meetings. And in our family meetings, we would talk about things. And one of the things was we learned about SMART goals. I think with the outline of having a SMART goal, you're supposed to tell people about it or write it down or something. Man, I'm sorry, I should have checked that before I started talking about it. But one of the things that we did when we did the SMART goals as a family was we shared our goals with our parents. And so that's why I'm thinking that must have been a part of it. But anyway, after that, I kind of stopped doing that and I never really shared my goals with people. If I wrote it down, which I didn't even write my goals down that much, a lot of times I would just think about them. Or if I wrote them down, I'd just put it away in a notebook or something. No, a couple things I believe you should do to improve your chances of achieving your goals or make them happen faster is to write them down and keep them front and center somewhere, and then also tell people about it. So all that to say, I have shared that I want to read 5 books this year. I know, 5 books in 12 months. Ooh, that's a feat. For me it is, actually. Because last 12 months of 2024, I don't know how many. I might have read 1. Another of my goals is, that's actually 2 goals. Because if you check out my bingo board video here, or if you've watched it, you know that I made a bingo board with goals, and it's not necessarily to achieve all of the goals on the board for the year, but it's to at least achieve a bingo on the board, right? So 2 of the things that I wrote on that board are 1, buy a van, a live-in camper van, and 2, build a house, it would be a tiny house. And for that, I would probably need to buy land. So my sister, as an early birthday present, it's a birthday present, but she gave it to me early. I got this book of micro living. 40 innovative tiny houses equipped for full-time living in 400 square feet or less. I am so excited about this. I am finding myself surprised by this because I don't really like physical things and things that take up space and carrying around heavy items. Obviously this isn't that heavy, but if I have to put it in my backpack, it's an extra weight. But when I saw this, I was this is awesome because it's all in one book. It's not I'm trying to scroll through stuff online and trying to figure out what's the good stuff and what's the, anyway, this is 40 all in one. I can just flip through it. I don't have to be clicking around online, which I don't like doing. This feels like a huge inspiration for my living space, whatever I end up doing, if it's a van, if it's a tiny house, or both. And it's also a book with text to read. And so once I read this, it will accomplish checking a book off my list, and then we'll see if whatever way I end up living. But I think this should help with designing my space and just coming up with tricks for making use of small space and getting everything you need into one little area. So fun fact, when Tomas and I first got married and moved to the US from Nicaragua, because we lived in Nicaragua for the first year of our marriage, our first apartment together, it was about 300 square feet. We literally it was in a basement underneath a dentist office. Coming in the door, there was a living dining area, and then there was like a galley kitchen into the corner where you turned and went into the little bedroom. Bedroom just big enough for like a queen bed, plus a little space around the edges, a closet, and a tiny little bathroom. Like that bathroom was, you sit on the toilet here, and then you step into the shower and you shower like this. It was so tiny. And then the sink, obviously, like a tiny little sink where you wash your hands. But that was just fine. I mean, we built a little loft bed so that I had my little office space underneath the bed, and we had to go up the like little staircase thing that we built to sleep on the bed, which was close to the ceiling, so you couldn't, like, there was just enough sitting space so that if you sit in the bed, your ceiling is like right here. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, sister. And this literally actually has plans in it, floor plans. So I am about to sit down and it's so fun to flip through it like a coffee table book, but since it's gonna be a check off of my 5 books to read this year, I have to literally read it front to back. So that is what I'm about to do. I think this applies to other things, not just like this kind of goal. If you have a goal at work, share it with people at work. Well, people are going to start thinking like, oh, this person wants to learn this thing. This can connect them to that, or like connect you to a person, or connect you to something they saw online. Or, you know, if you start to tell people what you're trying to accomplish, people can then connect you with other connections that help you achieve that goal. Share with people around you what you're trying to accomplish. Let me know in the comments what you're trying to accomplish. If you want to share with me, I would love to know. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.